Hey, hello everyone, welcome back. So now today's tutorial I'll show you how to create this type of bottom navigation bar in Android Kotlin. So as you can see, this is our navigation bar with 5 options, that is home, search, back, orders and profile. When we click on search, the text changes to logo and it shows the toast message, and same has been followed for all the 5 options, right? The icon displays with some sort of animation. So this type of navigation bar we are going to create in our today's tutorial. So without wasting much time, let's start our tutorial. So head back to Android Studio, and here I had created an empty Kotlin project and I had given it name as Readable Bottom Navigation. So in order to create this type of navigation bar, we need to use some external libraries. So just go to Chrome and search for the Readable Bottom Bar and you will get this library, right? So using this library, we can create this type of navigation bar at the bottom or at the top as per user's wish, right? So in order to use this library, we need to use this dependency into your project, right? So just copy this Marvin link and paste it into this build.gradle file, this one, under repository section. After pasting it, just go back to your library and copy this implementation dependency file and paste it into another build.gradle file under dependencies section in this way. So after doing this, sync your project, and after successfully syncing your project, now your project will be ready to use this external library, right? So just go to layouts under main.xml, and now you can use this readable bottom navigation element of XML to create bottom navigation bar, and I had given it ID as nav and then width and align bottom true because I want to display this navigation bar at the bottom. If you don't want it at the bottom, at the top, just remove this and it will be displayed at the top, right? For now I am displaying at the bottom, and then I had given it height as 64dp, and then I had linked this RBB tabs to this XML folder. As you can see, under resources folder I had created here XML folder, and under that I had created tabs.xml file. Now in this file I had created different tabs that I want to display in this navigation bar, right? So here I had created 5 tabs, so I need to display 5 different icons when I click on this, right? Here I am having 5 different icons. So I'll store all these icons into this XML file. So create tab tag, and then under that create more 5 tabs, and then I had added some icons into my drawables folder. I'll pass these icons into this file, right? So drawable, added drawable and name of the icon, and then text I am given has home, right? So it will display, sorry for that, so it will display your home, and when we click on this it will display this icon, right? So now our this tab .xml file is ready, so pass this into this bottom navigation, right? Now just go to in this way your project will be ready. So just run the program and see what output it gives. As you can see, our bottom navigation bar has been created with 5 different options, and when we click on it the icon changes, right? But as you can see, nothing happens when we click on any of the icons, right? So in order to do something when we click on this icon, we need to do something in our main Kotlin file, right? So we'll just go to main.kotlin file and just go to back to your library, and here you can see some tutorials, right? So this listener we need to use to perform action on the click. So just copy it here, and instead of bottom bar we need to pass the ID of our bottom navigation bar that we are given it as nav, and now we can we will use here when statement. As we are working with Kotlin, we will use when statement, but when we are working with Java, we will use switch statement, switch case, and just pass index here, and index is nothing but the item we had selected, right? So when we are working with this bottom navigation bar, by default some IDs are assigned to this, right? So as the home has the 0 ID and search has 1 ID, 2, 3, 4 in same way. So this is by default IDs. You can assign them some values, but this is by default. So we will use by default values. When index will be 0, at that time it will display the toast message as home activity click, right? Toast dot print long and dot show. Just copy this and paste it for 5 more times, because we need to perform action on 5 buttons click, right? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and just change the name here. Instead of home, the second tab is for search, right? Here search, and third tab is for back, and the fourth tab is for orders and profile. Orders, and fifth is for profile. Now let's run the program and see what output it gives. When I'll click on first bar, at that time it will print this toast message. On second click it will print this toast message, and vice versa for all the 5 tabs. As you can see, our navigation bar has been created, and when I click on search, it shows me toast message as search activities has been clicked. And for profile, it shows me profile activity click. For home, it shows me home activity click, and for bag, it shows me bag activity click. So in this way, you can perform actions on all the tabs. I forgot to say you something. Just go to values and style.xml, and here I had changed it to no action bar. That's the reason I am not getting here action bar at the top. If you want, you can change it to dark action bar and you will get the action bar, right? So in this way, we can create the bottom navigation bar of this type. Hope you like this tutorial, and thanks for watching.